I see your face before me, crowding my every dream. There is your face.
I forget, the first time I met him, I was only 13. And I was here in the summer helping my father, just, not really helping, but being here so I could spend some time with him. And he says, hey, Sal, you want to meet Frank Sinatra? I'm 13 years old. I said, okay, no problem. And my job was to get him in. He had a secret entrance here. I had to get him in the side door and bring him up to the second floor dining room, an entrance to come in here. We put him in this room, close our curtains, no one knew he was here. And I had the key to the door, and I can remember it to this day because I didn't sleep for 2 days afterwards. I was trying to get that key in the door. I was jiggling. I was so nervous because he wanted to shake my hand. He says, hey, kid, how are you? You're Joe's son. And all I had was one thing on mind. I want to get him in the door, make sure I don't screw this up for my family. And I finally did, and it was fun, and he shook my hand. It was a lot of laughs. And then the first time I cooked for him, I was about 22 years old. My father was in the dining room with him. My father had a suit on. My father was a chef before me. So Sinatra says to my dad, he says, Joe, what are you doing with a suit? You got to go in the kitchen and cook for me. He says, no, my kid Sal took over that. He says, let me go see him. I'm in the kitchen here, minding my own business. The door swings open. I look up. It's Frank Sinatra. I said, oh, hi. He said, hey, kid. I says, yes, Mr. Sinatra. He says, make sure you cook as good as your pop does. And what was he doing? He was trying to make me feel at ease.
Your beautiful face before me.
Reach out, oh, Ray and Steve. Reach out, with Ray and Steve. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the car. For the home team, if they don't win, it's a shame. Play ball.
Hello, everybody, and a very pleasant good evening to you wherever you may be. Welcome to Reach Out with Ray and Steve, the show where East meets West, the show where the Yankees meet the Dodgers, and baseball meets music, and we all come together for community. And right now, we're going to bring on, coming from their brand new New York City Uptown studios, Ray and Steve. Come on in, guys.
What's up?
Hey, kid.
Hey, I like that scarf, Robbie.
Hey, isn't it Christmas time, baby?
Yes,
Robbie, the scarf reminds me of a gentleman that used to wear a scarf like that when he would come into a restaurant on 56 and Broadway.
Who would
And
that be?
I have the owner of that particular restaurant where you have eaten there many times.
My
you know
friend Sal.
what's the name of the restaurant, Robbie?
Patsy's, baby.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yes,
That's right.
And we have Sal on the line. Sal, you there, sir?
Hey, good evening, guys. How are you?
Good. How are you doing today?
Thank God. I'm happy talking to you.
Yes.
Sal, tell us about the party. You had a party for Mr. Sinatra yesterday. It was unbelievable. Tell us a little bit, please.
It was a wonderful, wonderful day. You know, it was yesterday would have been Frank Sinatra's 106th birthday, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And there was a big unveiling of a statue in Hoboken, and then afterwards we had Joe Piscopo he hosted his show, which was on from 6 o'clock till 9 o'clock at night, live from our restaurant, Patsy's Italian Restaurant on West 56th Street. And what a blast it was, celebrating Frank Sinatra's birthday. And of course, you know, Joe knew him, and Joe did the wonderful impressions of him way back in the Saturday Night Live days. And he told some great stories. We had everyone from Dina Martin, that's Dean Martin's daughter. We had Johnny Pizza there. And it was hosted by John and Margot Cosmatidis.
Right.
Wonderful, wonderful New Yorkers, and
Right.
a wonderful night. And we really enjoyed everyone there, had a great time. Curtis Slewa was there, Bo Dietl was there, Bill Boggs stopped by. You remember Bill did the definitive interview with Frank Sinatra way back in the day. And everyone was there relating the stories and the love and the wonderful memories we all have and continue to have. That's the best part. That was the theme. To continue to have a Frank Sinatra, and how Frank Sinatra will be with us God
forever, like Elvis, forever.
And almost like Patsy's, because Patsy's been around since 1944.
We're there 77 years. It's the Scognamillo family, our only location on West 56th Street. And we say we're a restaurant made famous by Frank Sinatra. I don't think you could get a better public relation person than Frank Sinatra telling all his friends about it.
I gotta ask you, was Nancy there? Was Nancy Sinatra there?
She was not. Tina was at the statue, but she had to get back to her family, and she couldn't make it. But she did call in, and also on the line we had the wonderful Steve Tyrell, and we had the wonderful lady who designed the statue as well. She was called into the show, and it was just a great. Everyone had such a wonderful time, a celebration of the man, his music, his life, his legacy. Great stuff. Really, really wonderful.
Next year we will have the show. We will. I want to be there next year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can he hear me? Can Sal hear me?
I'm gonna get you there one way or the other.
Hold on. Robbie Robinson has to talk to you. Hold on.
Can you hear me, Sal?
He can hear you.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Sal. Patsy's is not only my favorite Italian restaurant, it's my favorite restaurant in the world.
Wow.
We love you, buddy. We love you.
Wow. So we're all gonna have to come see you.
No,
real soon,
we will be at Mr. Sinatra's birthday next year.
That's right.
I know I'll see you before that. But
Well, definitely. But for that party, we're gonna be there, even if we have to crash at Charlie Sanchuro. Yes, will be with us. I don't care.
we'll get you in. Don't worry.
Okay.
All right, Sal. Thanks for spending a few
Sal,
moments
we love
with
you,
us.
Sal. We love you.
Patsy's
Sal
in New York,
Scognamillo.
1944.
Just get my shrimp marinara ready.
Yes. And we're gonna pull a little audible right now because we have a live young singer in studio, and we're gonna have Richie Canada join us in a little while.
Richie's here?
He's gonna be here real
Oh,
soon. from
man.
his home. We have young
Love
talented
it.
Chris Milo here in
Wait,
studio.
Richie's here.
He's gonna be on the screen.
Oh,
but we have Chris Milo.
Seeing is
who lives
believing.
at 52nd Street and will be performing
Okay.
at this the theater
Okay.
in Suffolk. In Riverhead on this
All right.
Friday night, and this young man is going to warm him up. The
Okay.
whole band.
Wow.
So this is Chris Milo,
If he's
and let's check out a live song from Chris. You ready, Chris?
From New York to L.A., Long Island's own Chris Milo's been making a name for himself with his hit song Poison Love,
I don't wanna poison love. I already had enough.
which charted number 2 on U.S. Radio Weekly, number 1 on the indie label chart. Chris will be opening for the Lords of 52nd Street. That's Billy Joel's original band featuring Richie Canada, Liberty DeVito, and Russell Javers at the Suffolk Theater Friday, December 17th. Tickets available at the box office and online. Follow Chris Milo on all social media platforms.
flow come grooving up slowly. got juju eyeball. He one holy roller. He got head down to his knees. Got to be a joker. She just do what she please. Oh yeah. He wear no shoe shining guy. Told you football he shoot monkey finger. He got Coca-Cola. He say I know you, you know me. One thing I can tell you is you got to be free. Oh yeah. Come together, come together, come together now. 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 Keep that production, got oh, it's competition. Who no sidewalk, he one spinal cracker. You got me down, low steers. Hold you in your arms, sure you can feel his disease. Oh yeah. Come together, come together, come together now. Come together, come together, come together, come together, come together right now over me.
From New York to L.A., Long Island's own Chris Milo's been making a name for himself with his hit song Poison Love.
I don't wanna poison love. I already had enough.
Which charted number 2 on U.S. Radio Weekly, number 1 on the indie label chart. Chris will be opening for the Lords of 52nd Street. That's Billy Joel's original band featuring Richie Cannata, Liberty DeVito, and Russell Javers at the Suffolk Theater Friday, December 17th. Tickets available at the box office and online. Follow Chris Milo on all social media platforms.
Wow, Chris, amazing job, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you're going to be playing it out there on Friday night. Tell everybody what you're doing Friday night.
Well, I'm going to be doing this sort of like one-man band type show. And I'm pretty much going to be doing something that no one's ever seen before. So I'm really excited to be doing it. And yeah, it's going to be good.
And you're warming up. You're opening act for Lords of 52nd Street. And we have Richie Cannata on the line here. What do you think of your guy here, Chris, over here, Richie?
I've been loving this kid for a long time, man. We've made some music together. I've played on his CD that he's been doing, and I'm really happy that he's going to open up for us. I'm really, really psyched, and the audience is going to love him.
Well, Richie, you're like Diana Ross when she discovered Michael Jackson.
I hope so.
Oh, you know what? A good-looking kid. Great stage presence,
great family, and we got your friend Marvin here backstage here helping out, and I know he does a lot of great work with you as well.
It's going to be great. Marvin has done a lot for him. We're really excited about everybody. His family is amazing. We're really, really happy to have him join us. Really, really happy.
Thank you.
You know what? And let me just say that I've been around the music industry for a long time. As number one, I've been shadowing Robbie Robinson forever. You know what I'm saying? I've always wanted to be Robbie Robinson.
My little shadow, but go ahead.
You know, I mean, Robbie. I mean, what you think? I mean, this man has
Bravo!
been in Valley forever,
Man.
so he knows about
Thank you.
What did you see in this kid, Robbie?
Oh man, it sounds great. You've got the charisma, you've got the vibe, and you're rocking. And I even have my Goomba here. I figure if you're going to have Italians on that side of the country, we're going to get them over here on this side of the country. And this is my buddy Craig Pilo, who's a drummer extraordinary. He was Frankie Valli's drummer for 13 years. He's been a drummer for Edgar Winter, for Maynard Ferguson, and for a bunch of people. Say hi to Craig Pilo.
Hey, Craig.
Hey, Craig. Thank you for joining us. Craig, what'd you think of this young guy over here?
Excellent, and a great song selection as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wasn't that was by that group that Paul McCartney used to be in, right?
Who are those guys?
They never did.
Yes, Richie. Richie, ever heard of that group with Paul McCartney?
It was before Wings. I'm not sure. The Beatles or something like that. Yeah.
That's it. You know. Well, you know, a guy that I got to get on at the same time. I'm sorry, Steve, but I got to do this only because Richie is a big baseball guy, as is naturally Robbie and Craig Pilo. They're huge baseball guys. And this young man over here is telling me that he likes baseball a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So we got to get Jeff Nelson to come on with us.
Yeah,
right? Where is Jeff?
Nelson?
You know?
I think he's backstage. Let's bring him on. 4-time World Series champion.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, what's up, guys? How are y'all?
Jeff Nelson.
Yeah, baby.
Yes. How you doing today, Jeff?
I'm good. How you guys been?
Good. We've been following you on your podcast. You're doing such a great job as an analyst. I mean, you played for the Yankees. You played for the Mariners a couple of times. Talk about your career. We actually have a video. You were part of history. One pitch, triple play. Let's check it out. Let's show our viewers a little bit.
Going to have the sacrifice. Yep, and he pops it up. Nelson's going to let it drop. He's going to throw to second. Tag out there. Triple play. The Mariners turn a triple play. On the bunt attempt,
Yeah, man.
Wow.
No, we worked on that in spring training. It was one of those instinct things that it was a kingdom. It was turf. So I came in with first and second. The guy tried to bunt, and as a pitcher, we're taught to throw the ball a little higher in the zone to try to get them to pop up the ball. And as soon as he popped it up, I'm like, I'm going to let this thing drop. It wasn't going to hit the dirt. And in retrospect, I probably threw it to the wrong base. I probably should have thrown it to third anyway. I threw it to second. And, they did a great job in announcing is that Soho did not step on the bag. And he tagged the runner first, stepped on the bag, and then threw to Joey Cora because the hitter that bunted it, he didn't run. He just stayed at the plate. I'm like, oh, this is an easy triple play. I'm like, oh, good. I don't even have to ice my arm. One pitch, and I'm done.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it.
Now, Jeff, what people don't understand about the aspect of being a Yankee, and my friends in the entertainment world, they know this, and they know this about me. When you're a Yankee, you're always giving back. And the one thing is, I need a favor from you, Jeff. There's a young man. There's a young man who's in a hospital, right?
I got you.
And I know that if he got to speak to you, it would help him so much, hopefully, to get out of this hospital. And Charlie Santoro from the Yes Network, come on up here. I know I'm breaking every rule in
Jeff, what's going on?
get back over here so he can see you. Get over here.
Hi, Charlie.
Jeff, what's going on? How are you?
Good, man. How you been?
Explain
Good
to
to
him
see
about
you.
your friend.
So it's one of a client's friend dealing with some health issues. So I figured it'd be a nice thing if you just say hello to him. Maybe. And his name is Ed. Ed, you there?
Yeah, I'm
Hey,
here.
Ed.
How you doing?
Hey, Ed.
It's Jeff Nelson.
How are you doing, Ed? Hey, we're all pulling for you,
Not very
buddy.
good, but I'm getting there.
He said not very good, but
There's
he's
no
getting
baseball.
there.
Hopefully, their baseball will come back here in March in spring training. But just want to let you know, he said everybody goes through some hard times, and I know you're hanging in there strong, and we're all pulling for you and praying for you. We're praying for you to get out of that hospital, and maybe one of these days when the Yankees come back, we all go out and see a game together.
Definitely. I'll be back, and I'll be watching the games.
That
You'll be
sounds
going to
good.
the game also.
Yeah, been diehard Yankee fan since the 60s.
Wow.
Well, Ed, we're all gonna pray for you, and thank you very much, and good luck to you. You hear me?
All right. Thanks a lot for calling.
Good luck, Ed.
Thanks, Ed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eddie. Thank you.
And
Thanks, Jeff.
just the aspect of understanding, Jeff Nelson, it does. does things like this all the time. So, you know, I get emotional because this is the Yankee way. And Jeff Nelson, I mean, he's a Yankee, you know, I mean, he's a Yankee, and that's what they do. And am I wrong when I say that, Jeff?
No way, Ray. You know, anything. You know, I live here in Manhattan, so you get a lot more opportunities to, you know, get out and help people out, whether it's in the city or with you, Ray, or other aspects of this game, and a lot of charity events. And, you know, it's always fun. You know, I got to participate in a lot of charity events this summer, whether it was golf or just being at a function. And it's always nice just to, you know, just support anyone who is giving back in the community and just helping out.
And the one thing that people don't understand, that this guy, Ed, now will have that extra wanting to get better. And that's just so important. And Richie Canada, he's been there with me at many events. And Richie, tell us a little bit about how that works.
Well, it's again giving back, and whatever the event is, you just need people to support it, and we can do it through our music as the Yankees do it with the sports world. But I totally love what the Yankees do when they have that week during the year where they go into the community and they help out, and always
Hope Week. It's great.
We're always doing benefits and always trying to help out. So I totally get it, and I love Jeff Nelson too. I think he's an amazing pitcher, that he's got such great credibility for the Yankees and a great spokesperson for the team.
That's right.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
And Richie, you're at the bitter end every Monday night, you know, supporting young musicians. You've been doing that for such a long time. And to have Chris open up for your show on Friday must mean a lot.
Well, it's the same thing again. You know, as I'm going to have to leave here in a minute because I'm on my way to the bitter end tonight. We love young people. I love the fact that Chris Milo is going to be with us at the Suffolk Theater on Friday night. And it's an opportunity for him to be seen by another audience. It's going to be tremendous. And I love giving back, and I love doing that, especially to young people.
Well, Richie, thank you for spending a few minutes with us here tonight and supporting Chris. And he's going to end the show with another song. So can't wait to see you on stage on Friday night.
Friday night, my man. Thank you, guys.
Hey, Richie.
Richie Canada. And Jeff, let's do a couple of quick questions for you, Jeff. What's your thoughts about the lockout?
You know, I guess the one thing that I like is that if you noticed when they were going through COVID, when they stopped the spring training and they were bickering through the media and both sides were trying to win public opinion, they're not doing that right now. So I kind of like that because you really don't know what's happening. I think they're far apart. There's a lot of issues. You know, I understand both sides. You know, I think the union right now, I'm not a big fan of the union actually, because right now it's like all the 5% of the players that they care about that are making the $25 to $20 to $40 million of Scherzer's contract. It's all about record contract. And then the young guys, they want to try to take care of the young guys as far as service time, and then teams trying to control. They're getting to that 3-year Major League service time. We want to send them back, and I understand that the union wants to try to take care of that a little bit more. But those middle tier players, I think the union has lost that. You know, if you look at the Yankees and you say, okay, the Yankees, and I get it. They don't want to go out and sign that big contract. And I think Brian Cashman may be playing this right, that once all this lockout ends, there might be a free agent frenzy signing, that he might be able to get some bargains out there to be, you know, some last minute signs saying, I just want a job. But for me, it's those middle tier players that are really having a hard time. When you're going to spring training and you're having 150 to 175 players that don't have a job, whether they're outpriced or the owners are saying, I'd rather go young. If you remember, Ray, back in the day when Mr. Steinbrenner was around, they didn't care about, they wanted experience. And experience, even though it's a plus, it's maybe overpriced now, and that's a little concerning to me. But I also understand the owner's side. So why am I spending $5 to $8 million a year on a player where I can go young and maybe spend $1 million or $1.5 million? I know the experience is not there. The service time, the expanded playoffs. You know, I think the expanded playoffs is both sides. It means a lot for the players and also means a lot for the owners.
You know, I'm finding too, from my vantage point. By the way, this is maybe the first show I haven't worn my Dodger garb, but I'm on the West Coast, and I love the Dodgers, and I live the Dodgers. And by the way, we have to talk Gil Hodges today, speaking of Dodgers. But we're losing our players already, We are. So we lost Corey Seager. We already lost what's his name, the pitcher. So I'm Scherzer, Max Scherzer. So I don't know where this is going. If they keep signing these contracts worth mega bucks. What do you think, Jeff?
Well, I don't really think the Dodgers have too much to worry about. Their payroll seems to be never ending, and they don't really care too much about the luxury tax. They have Trey Turner, who is probably one of the better players in all of baseball, that could slide easily over to his natural position as shortstop. Yeah. So I think they're fine there. They were always fine in the starting rotation. I know Kershaw is also a free agent. I was a little, I think the Mets just needed to make a splash. They needed to have a go out and say, hey, we want to win. This is a must-win year, must-win time. That big contract that Scherzer signed, for me, last year might have been a little concerning when he started to wear out just a little bit. Maybe there's a lot of innings on that arm, but they wanted another stud. And if DeGrom can stay healthy, and with Scherzer, it's a great 1-2 punch. But as far as the Dodgers, I really don't think they have too much to worry about out there.
Our buddy Ray Negron knows about our friend here, Craig Pilo, who loves the Red Sox. And I'm sure he has from a Red Sox vantage point, question for you, Jeff.
Oh, more than one. I could ask questions all day.
Well, give us one.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, okay, but besides that, where do you see Carlos Correa landing? And do you think, I don't know, do you think Buck Showalter is going to be the next manager of the Orioles? I have tons of questions. I could ask you guys crazy questions off the wall all day long.
We don't have
Correa. Like I said, I really don't see the Yankees going there. He's going to be a $300+ million 10-year contract guy. It could be back to Houston. Houston could be one of those teams that just, pony up. You talk about the Tigers, even though they signed Baez. I don't really see the Yankees doing that. I think they're going to maybe find that little stopgap at shortstop until Volpe's ready, and maybe he gets an opportunity to be that everyday shortstop. He's a good young player in the minor league system for the Yankees, and I think that might be the direction that they go. As far as Buck Showalter, it's going to be the Mets, and I hear he's a favorite. I think it'd be a great addition. I played for him in 2004. I think he's one of the most prepared managers in the game. I like seeing teams go old school. You look at Dusty Baker with Houston. Analytics plays a big part of the game, but sometimes it's overblown. And you need one of those managers that can do both. And I think Buck Showalter can do both. He's become a good veteran manager. I don't know if he was so much in years past, but when he went over to the Orioles, I thought he embraced the veterans a lot better. And I think he can do the same thing here in New York. And obviously he's managed here, so there's nothing that happens in New York that's not going to surprise him, since he was a Yankee manager back in the late or mid 90s.
Well, Jeff, we want to thank you so very much. I know you're short on time, and we appreciate you coming on here tonight. We'll have to get you back on later on down the road after the holidays. Thank you so very much, sir. God bless.
Hey, and thank you.
Okay, thanks, guys. Merry Christmas, and let's do this again.
Jeffrey, thank you for giving a nice Christmas to that gentleman today. Yeah. Appreciate that.
Unbelievable. Jeff Nelson's a class act. I mean, you've known him for many years. Time. And he spoke up to defend the Yankees with this whole Clint Frazier thing. And him and CC Sabathia really spoke up and defended what the Yankee pride is all about.
Well, we have one of our producers, Nick Singh, was with Clint Frazier. I don't know. We may have to fire him after the show today. But,
yeah. Well, but we actually have a new segment. Are you ready for this, Ray?
Okay.
Back in the day with Ray. We are going to go back in time. Are you guys ready for our new segment? We're in the studio. Back in the day with Ray. So, Ray, if you had to pick out one thing in the past to start this new segment off, what would it be?
It would have to be Reggie
Jackson's 3 home runs, right?
It would have to be Reggie's 3 home runs.
All right. Well, let's check this little segment that Ray's going to, do for us in a few moments. Let's check out Reggie Jackson and our new segment.
Reggie Jackson. Long drive right field.
Goodbye. A big, big World Series for Reggie Jackson, despite all the palaver about his discontent with Billy Martin as he comes up with his third home run of the series. Quickly, the Yankees go ahead.
Hard shot right field. It's gone.
Oh, what a World Series for Reggie Jackson. First pitch, right in his wheelhouse, as Don Siva would say. Reggie Jackson now well on his way to becoming the most valuable player in the 1977 World Series if the Yankees go on to win.
Reggie Jackson has seen 2 pitches in the strike zone tonight, 2, and he's hit them both in the seats. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Oh, what a blow. What a way to top it off. Forget about who the most valuable player is in the World Series. How this man has responded to pressure. Oh, what a beam on his face. How can you blame him? He's answered the whole world.
Reggie Jackson's last at-bat, probably in the 1977 series.
What a colossal blow.
And that was a monster in itself. 475 feet, probably. Look at that. Look at Torres. You don't think they know it? Feel it in there?
What are they all thinking now? After all the furor, after all the hassling, it came down to this, the whole long season. Out comes Reggie.
$1977, that October, what a night. Okay, we rode to Yankee Stadium together, me and Reggie Jackson, and he didn't say one single word. When we got to the ballpark, he went, got dressed, went out on the field, and I will never forget that I was shagging fly balls in center field, and boom, 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 boom. I mean, shot after shot into the bleachers in right field, balls that were hitting the back of the bleacher wall, and I knew there was a special night. He comes in, he calls Gene Michael, our super scout, and he says, Gene, what should I look for? And they said, fastball in. And so he set up, first time up, he walked on 4 pitches. Second time up, first pitch, line drive, home run into the right field seats. I run up to him and I say, Reggie, take a curtain call. Absolutely not. And I just walked away. Second time up, first pitch, line drive, right field seats. Reggie, take a curtain call. I said no. And so me being crazy, I said, when you hit that third home run, you will take a curtain call then, won't you, Reggie? And he looked at me and he says, you're crazy, but I'll do it. He hits the third home run, first pitch, off a huff, center field bleachers. I run out. I go to his ear. I said, you promised. He looked at me. He looked into the seats. He came out. The birth of the curtain call and the birth of Mr. October, Reggie Jackson. Oh, what a night. The immortal words of Frankie Valli.
Hey, kind of Twilight
That's
Zone-ish.
pretty cool.
Nice job, Ray.
Yeah.
I learned from you guys.
Hey, Ray, I have an issue though. Why do you guys keep bringing up that 1977 World Series? I thought you were going to do 1981 this.
Honestly speaking, at one point we are in your honor.
Yeah,
your honor.
We have it booked for 2024, Robbie.
Yeah.
Okay.
2004. We're not getting any of that in.
In your honor.
But maybe Ray should do some acting, in the future. What do you think?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. But Robbie, talk about your relationship with Craig and what it means to you guys, because you have a couple of special events coming up, and we're so thankful that you've been our musical director for so long. And talk about what's coming up for you.
Well, where are we at? Craig is here. We are at the Santa Clarita. Well, it's Bethlehem SCV Church, Bethlehem Santa Clarita Valley, and we are getting ready. We're rehearsing for the 30th anniversary of Jam for Jesus. And Craig has been a part of that now for 15, 16, 17 years now.
Wow.
And Craig has been, he was with us with Frankie Valli for a decade, well over a decade. And we've played in so many different kind of gigs together. And he's a monster drummer. And we're going to rock the house tomorrow night. That's where we are. We're out of my studio tonight. But Craig has a great, this guy was named LA Jazz Artist of the Year a few years ago.
Yeah.
Wow. And so, Craig, let me ask you, I mean, it's not a stupid question, but I've never asked you before, but how was it to play behind such an incredible artist like Frankie Valli?
It was a dream come true. I mean, we had a great band the whole time I was in there. We had a decent music director. And the band always felt those big gigs, and especially when you go out, you play venues like Royal Albert Hall or the O2 Arena, or I guess the Capitol in DC.
That Hyde Park.
Hyde Park, right? And
400,000 people.
Yeah, it was crazy. So it was really nice to be with Robbie and this great band, especially when you played in those really big venues and you felt the energy. And a lot of the people in the crowd kind of were, it was a mix of old and young people that remembered where they were when those songs came out. Younger people that were there because they saw Jersey Boys and they were like, wow, we can still go see Frankie. And then they would come see a real live band. And we went out and we didn't take any prisoners. The whole band hit hard. And, of course, Frankie was the first one to the venue, he's like one of those guys like your Dustin Pedroia, the first one in the ballpark. That's Frankie. The first one at the gate for the airplane, the first one in the venue. Oh, he's already at sound check. I don't even have my cymbals screwed in yet. And Frankie's there going, come on, let's go. We got to run something, So it was all good. And it was a great 13 years. And there's nobody I would have rather spent it with.
Hey, when you start with, the magnitude of who a Frankie Valli is when you start. So when does that star adulation thing finally leave you and he's just another musician, or does that ever really happen?
No, it never leaves you because, he's earned it on so many levels. I mean, his legacy was cemented long before I got in the band. So I was just a really small part of it towards the end. But at the same token, you have a responsibility to live up to that, you're there because Frankie wants you there. And so you have to respect the legacy. So you're never really not aware of it, but you also have to, do your part to make it all happen. We're all it's just like a baseball team. We've all got our position to play.
So Frankie demands the best, and Craig Pilo is the best. Craig Pilo is a monster drummer, and to be able to play Frankie's book takes a musician who's got a broad dimension and ability to play a lot of different styles, because it's a long way to play My Eyes Adored You, to Swearing to God, to Sherry, to Grease, to Can't Take My Eyes Off You. All of those are kind of different styles, and it takes a drummer.
And Frankie loved to experiment too. He liked to try new things, which was great. I mean, some once in a while you'd be frustrated by it, but at the same token, again, it's that whole respect thing. This is his book, and if he wanted to try something, then we needed to be able to put it into play on an instant. Sometimes it's sound check,
Now in baseball, we have what you call the bench coach. Right. And for you guys, and what I've seen, what I've witnessed in all these years, Robbie Robinson is that bench coach. You know what I'm saying? Does Robbie make it easier for you to be able to communicate with Frankie?
Absolutely. And Robbie had a tougher job than all of us, you know.
Oh,
and he
absolutely.
pulled it together every single night. You know, you have to give Frankie what he wants, you know, get out of the band what Robbie and Frankie want. And every night we pulled it off, you know, and we did it. We did a good job every night because we always had a good team and we always played like a team, you know. We argue about baseball a lot and we have different teams, but when you're on stage and you're playing Frankie's music, we were always on the same team. And, you know, we were all there for the same purpose.
We did talk a lot of baseball on the band bus and stuff.
I think the rest of the band hates us.
I know. And it was the Dodgers and the Red Sox. But I remember a story when Craig Pilo came to Yankee Stadium with you, Ray Negron, to meet the boss. And he was wearing a Red Sox hat when he met the boss. You remember that?
Yes. He almost got me fired that day. Thanks, Greg. Yeah. When they said, "Who you with?" With Ray Negron. Thanks.
What did he say?
Everybody was cool, actually. Even Steinbrenner didn't say anything, but Joe Girardi was the only one. Like, I met all the guys, all the big stars. They were all, "Hey, Craig, nice to meet you." Girardi was like, "Get a different hat." You know, like everybody was cool, you know.
Wow. So, Robbie, you have a show on tonight. Talk about what's going on for you tonight.
Well, tonight is our regular Jam and Java, but normally it emanates from my home studio. But we're over here rehearsing and getting ready for Jam for Jesus, which is going to be aired on the 21st. We are going to tape it this week, and then Sara, Nimitz, and I are going to co-host the broadcast on the 21st, and it's going to have an all-star band, and Craig is playing drums. We have about a 20-piece band and another 5 to 10 brilliant singers. It's going to be an amazing show, and we're here to rehearse it tonight, and we're going to do Jam and Java sort of behind the scenes.
That's beautiful.
Wow, it's been great. You've been doing it for so long. Your brother gets involved. Sara's been involved, and you have so many great musicians coming out, all for such a great spirit of the holiday season. And we need more than ever right now.
This is the crazy thing is this is the 30th year we've done this every year. And it's all these amazing musicians who come for free to play. This is sort of like our musicians hang, our musicians family Christmas party.
Wow.
What do you think? Craig, how would you describe what Jam for Jesus is? Because it's hard to describe, I think.
It's a great collaboration with the president here that
Maestro
that holds it all together. Maestro, exactly. And yeah, just like you said, he gets a lot of talented people. I mean, you've got a horn section from Tower Power practically.
Phil Collins, right. Tower Power, Ringo.
Yeah,
wow.
Earth, Wind, Fire.
So it's a pretty star.
Chicago. It's crazy, you know.
Yeah, and the singing is fantastic. So it's an event. Let's put it that way.
Wow.
Hey, there's a wonderful picture out there, and we don't have it here today. I know that I posted it last week with Paul McCartney and Robbie and Frankie Valli. And I know you know that picture, Craig. And yeah. I will never forget when Frankie Valli said to me, you know, it was a little after that happened. And he said, I had seen Frankie. And so I always used to brag about the fact that I had met Paul on several occasions. And Frankie Valli said to me, you know, Paul McCartney walked in and he just walked right over to me. And I thought that was so cute, you know, was because Paul was
singing all of Frankie's songs. He was singing Sherry. And you know what? I have to say this publicly because I heard Ray Negron singing last week. He was singing some Frankie songs, and Paul McCartney sings Sherry better than Ray Negron.
No way.
Wow.
I'm sorry, Ray. I have to tell it like it is.
Yeah. And this is why we bring you on the show, Robbie, to tell it like it is. That's what it is. But you know what? We have a good friend of the show, Joey D. You and Sara put this little video together, great video, the Peppermint Twist. And we have one of our correspondents meet Joey D on a book signing this weekend. So let's check out that video right now. Joey D at a book signing. Let's check it out.
How's that going?
Mr. Joey D. Thank you so much for meeting with me. What are your exact thoughts on Robbie Robinson and Sara Nimitz's version of the Peppermint Twist?
First of all, I'm overwhelmed by the rendition that they did of it, which is entirely different from my concept, the original concept. But some fantastic people have recorded Peppermint Twist, people like Bon Jovi, Caterina Valente, a female singer, a European singer, John Mellencamp. And this version is completely different from all of them, and I think it's fantastic. And I love the way it evolved from what I did to what these other people did to what Robbie and Sara did.
I know that you've been a guest on Reach Out with Ray and Steve. How do you feel about the show?
It's fun, and that's the whole concept. All of these podcasts and Zoom shows and all, some of the people are just questionnaires, and they just want to know this and want to know that. But there's just like a good combination of give and take between it. They ask some questions, of course, and I give answers. And then they tell me some of their feelings about things, which is really cool. And that made it unique in a sense. Oh, I think they're fantastic. Yeah, no, they're exceptional.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're above the good and like part.
What are your goals for the next year, 2022?
Well, I'm in the midst of documentaries, half done now. Should be out by June. Probably be Netflix or HBO special, one of those.
Awesome.
And it's being done by Tony Greer from Orlando, Florida, who just completed a documentary on Jackie Wilson, who was my idol. So it was a nice combination. That's how that came to pass. He interviewed me for Jackie Wilson, and he said, "Your story is so interesting. How about if I do a documentary on you?" And I said, "Great." And now they're talking about doing a movie on the book that I wrote, Peppermint Twist Chronicles.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah, it really is. Things are happening fast and furiously.
No, and I mean, the voice of Jackie Wilson, I mean, oh my God, like Baby Workout and all.
My favorite, exactly.
Yeah.
But he was a consummate entertainer.
He was.
He not only could sing, he could dance, and he had it all. Handsome guy.
Yeah.
And his son, Bobby, is a very dear friend of mine. He lives in Vegas.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
What are your wishes for our audience members and even for like Ray and Steve and Robbie? Like, what are your wishes for them for the next year?
We have lots of plans. Hopefully we'll do some gigs together. As you know, Robbie's very religious, and I am in a sense. And I know he works at the church every week in California, and I don't get to California very often, but I may get out there in March, and if I do, I certainly will go there and participate.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Chris Montez, who's another friend and singer, he and I do a lot of shows together, and I'll be doing a couple coming up in the next month or two with Chris.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so we have lots in common, and we're a musical family.
Oh, that's beautiful.
What I say is, first of all, I light a menorah in my house, and I'm not Jewish, but we do that. So we say Happy Hanukkah, it just passed, and it came early this year. And I'd like to wish a Merry Christmas to all the other viewers and listeners, and tell them good health and please be safe. And let's get our country back together again.
Amen. Amen.
So this Friday night at the Suffolk Theater in Riverhead at 8 p.m., I will be opening up for Richie Canada's or Billy Joel's original band, the Lords of 52nd Street. It's going to be an amazing show. I'm opening up for them, and I'm going to be doing things that I've never done before in live shows, and it's going to be a great show. So 8 p.m. Riverhead, Suffolk Theater, Lords of 52nd Street.
put a spell on you because you're mine. I put a spell on you because you're mine. You better watch things you do. Tell you I ain't lying, I ain't lying. You're running around, I can't stand it 'cause you put me down. Oh no. Be my girl and I'll be your man. Be my girl and I'll be your man. Be my girl and I'll be your man. Promise to love you the best that I can. 'Cause oh, darling, now love me good. 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 Oh, yeah. Stick to the promises that you made me. Stick to the promises that you made me. Stick to the promises that you made me. Don't go around without Rosalie. 'Cause oh, darling, now love me good. 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 Oh, yeah. Promise you that I'll cook and sew. Oh, I'll cook and sew. Oh, I'll cook and sew for you all to be with me. 'Cause oh, darling, now love me good. 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 Oh, yeah. Please don't treat me so doggone mean. Please don't treat me so doggone mean. Please don't treat me so doggone mean. You're me to sing, oh, I never did see. 'Cause oh, darling, now love me good. 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 Thank you.
From New York to L.A., Long Island's own Chris Milo's been making a name for himself with his hit song Poison Love,
I don't wanna poison love. I already had enough.
which charted number 2 on U.S. Radio Weekly, number 1 on the indie label chart. Chris will be opening for the Lords of 52nd Street. That's Billy Joel's original band featuring Richie Cannata, Liberty DeVito, and Russell Javers at the Suffolk Theater Friday, December 17th. Tickets available at the box office and online. Follow Chris Milo on all social media platforms.
Yeah, guys.
Not bad, huh?
Live in the studio, even.
Yes. Now you did a little song, a big song, Christmas, Sounds of Christmas with Sara Nimitz.
Yeah.
Right? Segue that a little bit.
Well, everybody loves the sound of Christmas, and everybody loves Sara Nimitz, right? I mean, this girl is a star. She is a superstar that the world still has to discover. But last year, right before Christmas, we had the idea to write this song about the sound of Christmas, and we got it finished just before Christmas. But this year we released it, and it's been going crazy on the internet, which I love. So I think we're hoping this song can harken back to the days of Bing Crosby and Chestnuts and all those kind of great songs, you know.
And it's coming out on Robbie's record, so we're gonna take a listen on it right now. I know you got another show, gentlemen. Thank you so very much. You guys are gonna take us home with the sound of Christmas.
Likewise,
Craig
guys.
Pilo in the house.
Right,
yes,
guys?
yes.
Robbie's records. That's great.
I love the sound of Christmas on the radio. Alvin, the Chipmunks, and Nat King Cole, we're singing together the songs we know while we watch the snow. I love the sound of Christmas when sleigh bells start to ring, gathering together and caroling, joy and laughter for old and young. Christmas time has come. I love the sound of Christmas. Joy is in the air. The sound of Christmas. Music here, there, everywhere. I love the sound of Christmas. Hear those reindeer paw, waiting by the fire for Santa